I'm Jenni Carlson here in Norman, joined by Eli Lederman. Oklahoma has defeated UCF 31-29, a lot closer than we expected, Eli. What stands out to you just about the closer than expected final score?
God, where to begin, right? I mean, we thought this might have been a game. OU was favored by 2.5 touchdowns. This should have been the one after Texas. Come here and just take care of business. Take care of business against a team that's 3-3, struggling to stop teams from scoring. But UCF gave the Sooners a push. We talked about that post-Texas hangover. The Sooners had it. The run game was non-existent. The defense held up its end, but it struggled at points. And UCF was right there for that 2-point conversion attempt at the very end. They could have had this. Jenni, to you, as you poke into the concerns going forward, where do you begin?
Yeah, I think that run game is definitely concerning. Obviously missing some pieces today. Tyree Walker not available. Javonte Barnes, we thought was going to be held out again, recovering from injury, but we saw him briefly in the fourth quarter. Didn't touch the ball, but he did get on the field. So the run game seemed to get a little bit of life in it in the fourth quarter when it needed to. Scored the game winner, actually, on a running play. So, definitely got some positive momentum late. But it changed the offense, just really made it tough on the pass game, made it tough on Dillon Gabriel. So they're going to have to get some answers in the run game. But Eli, at the end, defense gets that stop on the 2-point conversion. I mean, it wasn't pretty. There's going to be a lot of stuff in film study that both sides of the ball look at. But stopping that 2-point conversion at crunch time, that's huge.
Well, I said it to you in the press box earlier. When's the last time you could say that an OU offense was going to cost the Sooners and have a defense come up and save the day? But that was the story today. You're right that this offense really didn't click until the fourth quarter, and it is following a theme now of pulling it together when they need to. At Texas, easy to forget after all the hoopla, the offense struggled for much of the second half before it turned it on at the end. Same today. They got the scoring when they needed it. 2 straight games now they've kind of gotten by on the skin of their teeth. And it's been the defense, Brent Venables' defense in year 2 that struggled so mightily last year, that has been the strength of this team and appears it's going to be the strength moving forward. But a lot of questions, I think, about the offense today, just where it put them in a game where UCF's offense had some big plays, but this was not a shootout. It didn't need to be as close as it was. It was OU's inability to get down the field that was the problem.
Yeah, and, in a game after Oklahoma emerges as a playoff contender, I think a lot of expectations on, big wins, statement wins, and against lesser opponents. You expect that to happen. You want that to happen if you're Oklahoma. Didn't happen today. I still think if Oklahoma runs the table, even if they have some close calls like this, they're in great shape. But you do want to start to get some wins that are, double digits if you can against teams that are maybe looking at losing records like UCF is. But I think the return of John Reese Plumlee was obviously a huge boost for UCF. Don't know if we'll see any team sort of dealing with that otherwise left on the schedule. We'll have to see. But clearly Oklahoma would want to play better to make better statement for itself moving forward.
Yes, if this was their first showing in that college football playoff conversation, it was not the most convincing one, but they escaped. And maybe that's one of the big points. The other big point I think a lot of people are probably going to bring up, the Javon Baker had the long touchdown, blew a kiss to the sideline as he did it by rule. If you look at the NCAA rule book, that's a penalty. It should be stopped at the spot, touchdown taken off. They assessed an unsportsmanlike, but it wasn't chalked off. Brent Venables was pretty upset. We're going to speak to him in a few minutes. We'll see what he's got to say, but people might focus there, and you could focus on a lot of other things in this game. The point is, Oklahoma was in a tight game with a team we all thought they never should have been. And all that stuff, I mean, the Big 12 title game, win or loss, would have still been in play. But the playoff, all that, the Sooners were really close to tossing it all away today. And I think that's got to be the story coming out of this.
Yeah, but Oklahoma does survive. They do win. They go to 7-0. Obviously, a closer fit, again, than we expected, 31-29, but a win nonetheless. We'll have a lot more on selloutcrowd.com and on our various channels, so be sure to join us there. And if you're just hearing us for the first time, be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and leave a comment. Thanks so much, and we'll have lots more on selloutcrowd.com.